Hey, but here's the thing: we have freedom of speech, but we don't have freedom of consequence. Like
Okay.
you're allowed to say whatever you want, but you got to deal with the consequences of it.
Yeah, true.
You know, you can't just go walk around talking about, grab a pussy or do this shit. Yeah, we're just gonna start this shit live.
The only time I caught the Holy Ghost was when I was in church drinking.
Like they're two dumb dudes. Welcome to the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast. Are you recording while you driving? Because that's what it looks like you're doing.
Whatever I do in my personal time is my business. Don't worry about that.
Oh, okay. For in the interest of safety, Chris is not driving. He's got a different setup today because he ain't got no, little ones running around.
That in this broad daylight, so the sun's actually beating on the front of the truck, so I sat in the back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you still, you still look chocolate as shit. So it is what it is. It just you can see all the crevices.
Oh God! Speaking, I heard a joke this morning on the radio talking about I don't even know what they're talking about, but they said they was calling some lawyer because the people at some hotel was complaining that Michael Blackson and T-Pain were in the hot tub and the water turned to coffee, so they can't get in and out. It was on Ricky Smiley, so I don't know what they did, but that shit had me dying. He said they said they're suing the hotel because T-Pain and Michael Blackson was in the hot tub and they turned the water into coffee.
Oh shit! Could you make that same joke for like white people?
Probably not. I don't know.
I can't think of putting a white person in some water and it turning into anything.
Turn into rice water or milkshake.
I always tell people like, yeah, like I don't wear that much deodorant, but if I start getting smell, you just smell soy sauce, and that's how you know it's me around.
Oh shit!
I'm not stinky, motherfuckers. If y'all listening, I just I don't put deodorant on every day because I don't need it because I don't sweat in the armpits and I don't stink. I ain't trying to plug these enzymes.
I don't know how to respond to that.
But listen, I've seen you without a shirt on. You got like all that degree stuck up in the carpet.
I shaved, brother. I gotta keep this move.
Get out of here. You shit. Get the fuck out of here.
I do. You know what I'm saying? Any man knows that cares about himself knows that hair holds a scent, especially in certain spots.
First of all, I don't believe you shaved one bit, bro.
What you mean? No, maybe not here. You know what I'm saying? Just I gotta make sure that
it's hard to see where you shave.
I just go with the flow. Whatever doesn't feel like skin, I know is coming off.
Well, it's like sticking your hand in a hole with the catfish.
Hoping you catch something. Oh shit.
Oh, with that being said, welcome to the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast. It's your boy Sarat, aka Makazi.
And your boy Chris Brown, aka Red Fort Delta. How's everybody doing out there?
Well, some of the jokes we just made, some of the things we talked about, not really PC. Wouldn't fly in social media, which actually leads into the movie we watched this week or last week. I don't know, we've been trying to record this, and sometimes shit happens. Obviously, Chris is in the back of his truck.
Yeah, definitely.
You can put some lotion on, man. I seen your finger.
What you mean? Don't worry. Hey, I know what. I'm leave that comment alone.
Right? This
I don't need lotion.
That shit looking like ET.
Really? Well, that's the fucked up finger. That's the one I can't bend.
Oh shit! That shit look like you done dipped it in fucking chalk and was like, "Hey, here you go."
Man, no, don't. That's just the light.
Well, yeah. So the movie we watched this week, I picked it out, and one of the reasons I picked it out is because back in the day, if you guys go back in our catalog, you'll see that we did a movie called "The Social Dilemma." All about the impact of social media on the modern society. And so this week, I saw this documentary out there called The Anti-Social Network. And I was actually really curious to see like if it was in the same vein as the Social Dilemma, which it wasn't. It was more of a story.
No. Yeah.
Did you like the movie? Or did you learn anything from it?
I I guess you say yes. I learned some things, but it was just the confirmation of how ignorant people are.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
If you put out the right tweet or whatever at the right time and and make it sound believable, you'll have people jump on board quickly.
Yeah. It really it really this movie showed me that, and I hate to use the word sheep, but there's a
Okay.
lot of sheep out there. There's a
Oh,
lot of people
definitely.
who are quick to jump on a what is it? A quick to jump on a fad, quick to jump on, the next thing to get angry
That's the
about.
thing.
Yeah,
Hmm.
without even researching it or doing much a deep dive into it. You know,
Yeah.
just really showed how like mob mentality can really take over the world. And in
Mm.
today's society with social media, mob mentality it pops up real super easy.
Yeah.
You know, like one of the things they talked about in the movie was like Occupy Wall Street.
Which part was that?
Well, it was they were talking about how like when the Occupy Wall Street stuff started taking over, and how like it started like you started seeing protests in front of all like in Wall Street and in front of all these financial institutions, and
Hmm.
they said that uh, they could see that trend based off of the trends from the message boards back in the day in Japan. Like they could see
Mm.
it was the same kind of trajectory of, it starts with someone saying something online and then it just grows and grows until next thing you know, you got a bunch of people, protesting outside of this
Yeah.
place.
Yep.
And then back in the day before social media, if you had a protest, unless you knew people, unless you passed out some flyers on Main Street, you would
Shit.
maybe get 50 people.
Unless you wanted to by yourself and just hope people joined along.
Hmm. And then next thing you know, with social media, you can get, like I said, you can get 200 people in front of this building.
Hmm.
That's count that it'll happen all across the world.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing? The fact that we can create movements like that on social media?
I mean, as anything goes, there's always a pro and a con. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's a good thing if it's something that has to be spread quickly, something important, get it out there. We got to do something.
Hmm.
But then, of course, it's a bad thing if it's abused, just like
Yeah.
anything else in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. One of the things that I tend to get into arguments with people about this is that, people are always for something when it's something they believe in.
Hmm.
But when it's not something they believe in or it's something that contradicts their train of thought, they want to silence it. They want to, push it down. And for me, I'm like, hey, the same way you have a right to go stand up for what you believe in, this person has a right to go stand up for what they believe in. It doesn't matter if agree with them or believe what they want to believe. Like they still have that same right that you have. You can't sit there and say, oh, I can only do that if I believe in what the cause that's going on.
Yeah.
You know?
I got some wild shit to say.
Like what?
Look, for the record, there's only one brother out there. That's all I'm saying.
Hold on, hold on, what?
Look, for the record, all these nobodies that be behind the keyboard and the computer creating tweets and hacking shit and everything else.
Mm.
There's only one brother. He was dressed in a fucking pink wig hosting the damn seminar. That's all I'm saying.
So you're saying this is like white people activities?
I'm not saying
Brothers,
that.
brothers
People
ain't
make.
smart enough to hack.
I ain't saying no. I ain't saying they ain't smart enough. Oh shit. They
Listen,
just no. You know what?
listen, bro.
Just
Before you
try to
listen,
take the shit.
there's a whole ass movie about hacking and the internet, and
Yeah,
a brother was the main leader
host
until Neo
hosting the
showed
show. Oh, you know his name.
up. Well, because Morpheus in the Matrix, you know,
Yeah, but he still wasn't the one.
yeah, but he found the one. He wasn't Jesus; he was Jesus' daddy.
Oh, oh man.
Speaking of Jesus, what you drinking?
Oh man. Right now, just my gallon of some good old quality H2O.
Okay, okay, okay.
Look, when we get through this, I gotta start driving again. But this is a break in the middle of a shift.
We got to do what we got to do. That's how
Hey,
this thing, like it is what it is. I'll be working, and all of a sudden, if you're on break at 1 in the morning, you're like, let's go. I'm like, all right, cool.
it's gonna make it happen.
Yeah.
How about you? What you got? What you drinking for me?
Well, I'm not really drinking anything right now because technically I'm about to. Well, actually, about half hour ago, I finished my 86-hour fast, so I can't really take in anything. I gotta take it slow. Can't take in anything
Look,
too crazy right now.
for the record, that shit do shit for you. Still look fat.
Man, fuck you. First of all, you chubby cheek having motherfucker.
Oh
Don't
shit!
let that beard. You got that beard trying to hide how thick them cheeks are, but you look like you've been storing nuts for the last 2 months.
You know what would look like a rabbit?
No, I was, bro. I was getting plump. I needed to do something, but this was more for like the health benefits, autophagy, cellular regeneration, all that stuff.
No, I mean I'm talking shit, but at the same time, kudos to you, man. 86 hours. I ain't going 86 fucking seconds. Fuck that.
Bro, I don't know you, bro. You on a
I don't care. I
diet.
don't care. I don't care. Suck it. Leave me alone. I like to eat.
You eating the pork chop right off the animal.
Look, man, when we get done, they just pull the barbecue truck up across the street. I gotta see what's going on over there.
Like, barbecue sounds real good right now. I can't have any
Anything sounds good.
well, I can't have any fats right now because like at the end of a fast, your cells open up, all this like science shit. Anyways, so I'm just
Speaking of science,
having a protein shake with some.
okay, okay,
It's like a protein shake with some greens in it. I'm gonna have that for now, and then in 2 hours, then I can actually have. Hey, could you pull the microphone away from your mouth a little bit?
yeah, no problem.
Deep breathing, bro. See, that's what happens when you eat pork chops every day.
Yeah, don't worry.
Get that linebacker breath.
Now, what you call husky, muscular. You know what I'm saying? The fucking dragon, the dragon under here.
Speaking of husky, you know how like sometimes I like to use guy descriptions for women. Because if
Okay.
you call a girl husky, right? You be like,
Hmm.
you might get beat the fuck up.
Yeah.
So the other day, I heard one and I was like, man, that's good. I'm about to use that. Imagine if you go up, you're talking to a girl, but you real sturdy. You real sturdy. You got good base.
That could. You have to do a whole lot of explaining, but it is. You can clean it up though if you do it correctly.
Yeah, husky, because husky is like synonymous
Nah,
with boys.
nah, you don't want to use husky on a girl. But if you say sturdy, you got a whole lot of bass. They may think they got some ass on them.
No, that don't mean you got a lot of base. I mean, you got a good base, meaning you
I mean,
low center of gravity.
but that's what. See, I know where you're going at. But if you have to clean it up, you can change it up real quick. Like, nah, you got a nice pants holder upper.
Okay, so here, I got a question for you. So if you call a girl sturdy and you're saying that that can get cleaned up, what if you say they got childbearing hips? Why do some women take that as an offense to that? I love childbearing hips.
You know what? I don't think I've ever heard that term used. I mean, I've heard it before, but not like actually used or anything. Like,
Yeah, that means the girl got wide hips. It means it
you
can
gotta
open
hold on
up.
to them. Hold on for the ride.
Shoot that should shoot out like a fucking like one of them footballs at target practice.
Shit. I try to shoot out, try to shoot in.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Hold on and go along. Hey, enjoy the ride. You know what I'm saying?
Well, anyway, all right. So this movie it centers on the rise of basically the 4chan website. You know what 4chan is?
I know it from the movie, but shit, I don't even remember it.
So I'd always heard the name 4chan. I didn't know what it was, but essentially
Mhm,
4chan was a message board where people can go on and just basically talk wild, put
mhm,
some shit up there, talk anonymously, just put out your free thoughts, and then that gave rise to the hacker group Anonymous, who
mhm.
started off just trying to go out and like just fuck with companies and shit with their hacking, and then they ended up trying to take down different companies that were probably doing salacious shit.
Yeah.
Then they were getting in trouble. Yeah, your volume
Well,
went down a little bit.
gotta move the mic.
Oh, yeah, you're good. I get it.
Okay.
You good.
Oh, but also, because I didn't know this, that's where like a lot of those gifts that we use
Mhm.
came from.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them is like a lot of. So one of the issues they were talking about is a lot of the stuff that you see on social media that like would start a conversation about like crazy conspiracies or crazy, like Epstein Island, for example.
Okay.
A lot of it started off as just random jokes that people were making on 4chan,
Hmm.
And so when you look at some of that stuff, it's like, okay, people get upset by it, but to the people that made them, it's just a kind of some dark humor.
Hmm.
And some of that stuff is all based on reality, like you say, if you say no Diddy now, it's just dark humor. It's funny, but
Hmm.
it's based off of Diddy having these allegations.
Yeah.
So did you ever like fall into one of those conspiracy theories online?
Nah.
You're
So
not a flat earther?
I was never even online. Shit. I'm online looking for one thing.
Yeah, well, I know.
What?
I know. Next pork chop spot. I know.
I was,
You
yeah,
wind
so
up just looking up restaurants.
shit, I'm gonna do. It's either porn or food. One of the two.
Either porn or food. I'm eating.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh man.
in your case, you can't get great internet on a track phone, so it is what it.
Oh, no, yeah. Back in the day, yeah, I had a track phone. Shit. So we were still texting like 22553, trying to create a word. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I wish I could go back. Like I said, I tried going back to that. I still have it, my phone, but I do too much work on my phone right now that like I was just grabbing my regular phone so much that I was like, all right, I'm paying for this line that I'm not using right now.
You know what I found that was funny about the documentary?
So
So much shit that hit the news that was, I guess, like, a big deal at the time
mhm.
was created by somebody behind a computer screen.
Yeah, it's
Even
just
even that, if I remember correctly, even that shit with Donald Trump with the White House and everything,
the fucking the January
the raid. Yeah,
yeah or the
you know
state
what I'm saying?
state house, not the White House.
Oh yeah, yeah. But it's just like somebody behind a computer screen just uploading shit, whatever that
Mhm.
everybody got sucked into.
Yeah,
You
everybody,
know what I'm saying?
we gonna rush this state capital and we're gonna get our point across. And that shit was
Hmm.
crazy because them motherfuckers went to it like they was going to a fucking like a tailgate.
Hmm.
Like, I mean, I'm glad this is where conspiracy theories start. See, I'm glad
Okay.
no one died during that because someone
What you mean?
really,
I thought people did. I thought like a few cops did and shit.
mm-mm. No one, there was no deaths. As far as I know, there were no deaths, which is surprising because of what happened. Like, I'm sorry, the cops should have just started mowing people down. You don't do that shit.
I don't care who you are. If you got five people coming at you and just one you,
Mhm.
anybody sitting in the go kart here, run,
Exactly.
run.
But here's the thing. So when I see that, like, that's why you get the conspiracy theory saying, maybe that shit was set up. Because how? How could, you know, just some ordinary citizens just bowl their way into the state house, putting their feet up on people's desks and taking pictures?
Mm, yeah,
Like, I don't know.
shit was
Are,
crazy.
are we? Is social media turning this country into the Wild West again?
Hmm. Yes and no, because the Wild West, everybody carried pistols. So you know what?
I live in Florida.
Everybody carried.
Everybody carries pistols.
Everybody. But shooting's a little different now. You can't have a go somebody and smack him and say I challenge you to a duel. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That should be kind of dope. Like, damn, okay, here we go. Next 10 seconds, I live or die. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But if you want to think a little deeper, these cell phones is kind of like guns, ain't they? How much shit can we shoot out through a text, through a tweet, through a post?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. People can make
Just
shit up, and no one's and majority of people will believe it before the truth comes out. And by the time the truth
mhm.
comes out, that lie might have been so good that no one's paying attention to the truth.
Yeah.
And that's the crazy shit. Like, that's the thing with the news right now. I feel like with the news, it's like, all right, we see something online, we'll just report it, and then if it's wrong, we can just issue an apology later. But people ain't gonna
Mm,
fucking care about the apology by the time it comes around.
yeah.
They just all the news comes from the like Twitter or X or whatever you want to call that shit now.
It's crazy. Like homeboy in the movie with the pink hair.
Mhm.
Oh, once they started getting I guess rated or whatever.
Mhm.
He went up there and started deleting all the shit he was posting, like that you can go find on Google.
Yeah.
And that's why they go people like, yeah, I found it on the internet. Yeah, but, you know, everything on the internet ain't real. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But people believe it is. You know what I'm saying? That's just somebody else posting their thoughts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then sometimes, listen, I'm guilty of making shit up just to laugh. Hell, I do it on here all the time.
Hmm.
But like, you know, so I can see doing that online, you know, just to make you and your boys laugh, have fun, whatever, fun
Hmm.
or something. But then you got those gullible people who will see it. But oh, did you see that? Did you know they got lizard people in Washington D.C.? Like, come on,
Yeah.
come
Yeah.
on. People really do believe there's lizard people.
Look, man, like that shit tripped me out. How they post something and then it spread, and people just fall into it like it's real.
Yeah,
It's like what else y'all doing with your lives? Just
yeah.
to look at something like this is real. I know it's real. You know what I'm saying?
So I was recommended this documentary because I was talking to someone and they were telling me that like they thought the documentary was kind of left leaning, like it was trying to
Okay.
say, like a lot of the conspiracies you see online started off as just internet hoaxes and jokes, and
Hmm.
they were saying that like diminishes stuff that was for real, like Epstein Island and shit like that. Like that stuff
Hmm.
actually is happened. So
Yeah.
they thought it was just trying to boil it down to it was just jokes online. Like you're kind of like throwing away all the bad shit that happened. Whereas when I saw it, I was saying that like, you know, I don't think they were doing that. I think they were just stating that a lot of this stuff started off as a joke online, but you know, there was like hidden truth behind it. And
Hmm.
then there's ones that are done online just as jokes that like, you know, people don't really, you know, fall into. It's just that's how I think that's how you hide the truth is when you throw it in with the jokes.
Mm. Yeah. I mean, look at comedians. They do it all the time.
Mhm.
Take real stories, real situations, and just throw a joke into it, and you forget how real it was.
Yeah.
Like Will Smith and Chris Rock.
Yeah. Fucking Bill Cosby. He was like
Oh,
when Hannibal Burris was like, you saying all this, but you rape people, so you know what? And he
yeah.
just it was
You
just
know.
a side note, and it took down that motherfucker's whole career.
Hmm.
So
Crazy.
yeah. Could you? I mean, I I I I don't know how to say this. Okay, so they say World War I or World War I happened on land. World War II happened at sea. I forget what it is, but they say like World War III, whenever that comes, is gonna happen on online.
Like it was unplug the shit. It won't exist anymore.
I mean, hopefully, we gonna get to a
Yeah.
point where you unplug and that motherfucker turns back on, and it just goes, "Oh, you thought you could do that?"
Look at me, the poltergeist. What's that? Poltergeist out here?
Well, I'm just saying, like, we're getting close to fucking Skynet and fucking the Terminator's coming.
Hmm.
I think it's much closer than people, give it credit to. I was reading the other day; they were saying that like Neuralink, because there's a thing where they implant the chip into the brain,
Hmm.
and like you can use it to like control like the stuff around you. So like they had implanted a chip into someone's brain. The person was actually able to play video games just with their thoughts. But I guess it was like so the trial. I guess it wasn't working right because some of the synapses or whatever was like blending into the brain or something. It was doing some shit where it wasn't working. But for a moment in time, motherfucker was controlling the fucking internet with just his brain.
That's crazy.
Fuck that shit.
Who was I talking to? I'm gonna say maybe it was you. If not, this was years ago. I had this conversation. How how they talk about in the Bible God destroyed the earth or whatever because people just get out of hand.
Mhm.
What if the internet is going to cause the Lord to destroy the earth again? It's going to get out of hand.
I
Like we're
don't know.
getting too smart. We're getting too smart for our own good.
I don't know. I feel like when they started fucking making clone sheep, I
Mm.
think like if the Lord wasn't coming at us by then, like when you out here making clone sheep, selling clone meat, like come on.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think is the what's the remedy for this? Just kill half the people?
Like Thanos.
what I'm saying. Like, there's entirely too much people that we're trying to find ways to function and entertain ourselves, and it leads us to this.
Yeah, but how can I put this? I feel like anything else, the internet was used as a tool for connecting,
Mhm.
and then of course it got out of hand. But the thing is, it didn't get out of hand by one or two people. It's out of hand by anybody that has access to it. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
So you really can't kill half the people because everybody can get their hands on it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
If I want to put in the time and everything to figure out how to hack some shit, I can figure it out. But do I want to? No, I don't. I don't give a shit.
You ain't figuring out how to hack. Now, the only thing you hacking is a
Oh,
fucking steak.
oh,
You hack the
look,
steak in half,
look.
cook
I'll
it.
figure out how to hack. I look, and I'll figure out how to get the best steak and hack it the best way. You know what I'm saying? Look,
Yeah. Well, I
I'll
mean,
find.
like, okay, so a lot of this, I think a lot of this stems from the idea that, again, was kind of what they were talking about in the film, is that like when people are allowed to be anonymous online,
Mhm.
like they say some wild shit. People go a
Oh
little
yeah,
overboard.
a little ain't the word, man. Shit, that right there got kids culture and shit now. If
Yeah.
you post the right thing at the right time and get a group of people behind you to support it and let it spread like wildfire,
Mm,
you can like people have lost businesses over shit like that.
yeah. But no,
Somebody's
but what I'm saying is like, you know, people go online and because they don't have to be who they are, they can be whoever they want to be online. They say the most wildest shit, the most crazy shit that you wouldn't say in person.
mm-hmm.
No, like, what's the remedy to that? Do we figure out a way of like saying like, hey, if you're online, you have to be you. You got to do some way of it being tracked back to you, so you can't say some crazy shit.
I mean, I can probably track it back to you, but one thing America has is the freedom of speech.
Yeah.
That's one amendment that ain't going nowhere.
Hey, but here's the thing: we have freedom of speech, but we don't have freedom of consequence. Like
Okay.
you're allowed to say whatever you want, but you got to deal with the consequences of it.
Yeah, true.
You can't just go walk around talking about grab a pussy or do this shit and not
I
feel the
I know
ramifications of it.
I know who you're voting for this year. Let me stop. Let me not make this political.
All I'm saying is, well, listen. All I know is, that man put in some good laws for small businesses. And
Oh,
if you're a small business owner, you're 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 paying more attention than people think.
look,
Or you should pay attention.
I'm not like I said, I'm not touching this subject, but we can talk about this later.
All right.
Yeah,
Oh.
we can talk about this later.
But no, but did like
Oh
okay,
man,
so like essentially, yeah, these guys like the whole idea of being online and being anonymous and being able to just say what you want. Like,
Mhm.
do you think that's too much freedom for people? Because that's one of the things. Like, so if you go into like China and stuff like that, like they have like state governed internet. Like you can only go to certain websites. There's only certain things available. Or like
Okay.
and on the one hand, that's like a lot of control over your citizens. Like but at the same time, that's may allow for a more peaceful existence.
Yeah, I mean, think about this. I'm sure you've been in some companies or agencies or whatever, where if you go like even to check your email maybe, and it'll block you. Like if you're in this building, you can only use their websites or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But as Americans, it's in our freaking national anthem and I think the Pledge of Allegiance and everything else that we were founded on the land of the free. We are free to do and be whatever the fuck we think we want to be.
Yeah, I get.
However, shit comes with it.
Yeah. So, and that's what I mean. Like, uh, you're allowed to go be whatever you want to be or whatever you want to try to be. In this country, that's the beautiful thing about America is whatever your goal or whatever you want to attain, you have the
Mm-hmm.
opportunity to go try to, become that. But
Mm-hmm.
Chris Brown, has the opportunity to go back. You can't just go be fucking Starlink 95 and be like, yo, I'm about to start up a company right now. And just, this is going to be a fucking escort company in Alaska or some shit. Like, you can't just.
We're half the year.
Shit, so 30 days a night. That's a lot of work being.
Man, tell me about it. Shit.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like, I feel like there's got to be a way of uh holding people accountable for their actions. I say let people do whatever the fuck they want, but they got to
Hmm.
be held accountable, and you got to
Oh,
understand that you're held accountable for what you do.
hmm.
I don't know.
Like no, my Tyson said it. You know, the internet made it possible for people to talk shit and not get smacked in the mouth for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like like you can do what you want, but don't be surprised or mad when shit comes left field at you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But there's always an escalation, especially when you're anonymous, because when someone makes a joke, people who go online and they do it for the likes,
Hmm.
they're basically they get their dopamine rush from people are either agreeing with them or liking whatever they
Hmm.
said. So then they try to come with an even crazier joke and then an even crazier one. And then it just starts escalating. And because these people are anonymous, they start saying the craziest shit. And it's like, should they be able to do that? Or is that healthy? Is what I'm saying.
It's not. It definitely isn't healthy. I mean, I think we're watching soon the social dilemma. Like people, they made it so that when I guess you click that like button or whatever on there,
Mhm.
and you get that sound where it like creates almost like a like you gotta have it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't think of what the word they use or whatever,
Yeah.
but it was basically like a drug. Like with the way they did and everything else was like you crave the sound of somebody liking your post or your photo and everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Do you blame internet companies for coming up with shit like that?
I mean, well, yeah, they created, so you gotta blame them. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, do you hold it against them for doing that? Because there's some people out there that would sit there and say like, um, it was a thing like when Facebook and when Mark Zuckerberg was in front of the Senate and he had to
Hmm.
like, basically justify Facebook's methods of how they go about their business and shit like that. And
Yeah,
one of the things he was saying is, you'll hear a lot of people say, it's the algorithm. The fucking algorithm is fucking up people because, you know, too many people are getting caught up in these crazy videos and whatever they're watching, and it's like killing the psyche of like modern America. Where
yeah.
he's like, and I kind of agree with him. He says, "You're the algorithm. It's not like the our setup isn't to just give you crazy shit. It recognizes the shit that you yourself are clicking on that you want to watch, and it says, "Oh, I want him to stay on my website as long as possible. So if he likes watching these videos, I'm gonna find these videos and show it to him."
Yeah.
So
Eh,
it's the user's fault.
I mean, it's the user's fault, but you know, they programmed it to pick up on what you like. Like if you like watching videos of cats playing pianos, it's gonna find videos of cats playing pianos due to your searches. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, but whose fault is it that that someone's watching a bunch of like uh, I'm sorry, what is it, domestic terrorist videos?
Mhm.
Is it the is it the website that has the videos, or is it the person clicking on the videos to watch them?
I think a little bit of both. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
People put that stuff out there,
Yeah, but I mean, you got to have,
and
but you got to have the freedom to be able to do that stuff. Because if you don't, to me, if you don't have the freedom, if someone says you can put this kind of video out, or you can say this, but you can't say this, now
mm,
you're censoring what a person can say. And to a point, it's like, okay, you might have good intentions, but now it's not. Now what's being able to be said isn't based off of what's right and what's wrong. It's what one
mm,
person thinks is right and what one person thinks is wrong, and what you think is right might not necessarily be what I think is right. How are you
hmm,
going to tell me what I can and can't say?
yeah. I mean, that's another thing people have to understand too. Um, just because something's right for you or to you, or whatever, doesn't make it right for everybody else.
Yeah,
It's almost like dieting. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
If you're doing keto and it's working for you, doesn't mean it's gonna work for me. You know what I'm saying?
exactly. You're a vegan.
But
You're vegan. You like eating vegan. Cool, go do
mm,
it.
mm,
But you don't sit there and tell other people you're a piece of shit for eating meat. Like no,
yeah,
like I have the freedom to do that. You have the freedom to go do this.
mm,
You know?
yeah,
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot on the internet about people uh basically saying, I don't agree with this. We need to take it off.
Mm,
Get out of here because I don't agree with it.
yeah.
I remember I saw this video one time, and it was these two girls. It was kids in college. These two girls and these two white kids, and they were trying to kick the two white boys out of the study area, or whatever,
Okay.
because it was they were saying that like, you know, they represent the patriarchy, and they're it's supposed to be like supposed to be an inviting environment or some shit where they were just basically saying like you don't belong here simply because you're a white guy. And I was just like,
Hmm.
that's fucked up. Like, but the internet has made it like okay for people to say that. Well, not okay, but like more braver to say shit like that.
Yeah. That's because they used to talking shit online, and not being chastised for it.
Well, that and
So you know.
that and also because if you say that online, you're gonna have 30 people that agree with you, and now you feel
Hmm.
like, oh yeah, I am in the right because these people agree with me.
Yeah.
But then all they're doing is stepping into a fucking an echo chamber. I don't know if you know what that is.
Pretty much like, self-explanatory.
Yeah, yeah. Some people don't
Yeah.
understand what an echo chamber is, but those listening, an echo chamber is simply, you just all you're listening to is the people that agree with you.
Hmm.
You're hearing your voice back at you.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. Um,
Mm.
I felt for that anonymous group. Like they started off just wanting to fuck with people, like
Hmm.
they're just having fun, and then one of the guys decided, hey, let's go after this fucking corporate company that's doing some crazy shit, and they did
Hmm.
one, and they were like, "Ah, no, that's not where we. That's kind of not what we do."
Yeah.
Like, what do you think about that? Like, you know, that when you jump in from going from just playing pranks to trying to take down, you know, corporate entities.
That's so much power. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I mean, like I said earlier, this cell phone is a tool. It's like a modern day gun. It depends
Yeah.
on how much ammo you got, what kind of ammo you got the shit out of it.
Hmm.
You know what I'm
How much time you
saying?
got if I can sit there and shoot?
Hmm. How
Some of
much
us.
time you got to do it, how much ammo you got, and how big of the ammo that you got.
Do you know anyone who spends an ungodly amount of time online with shit like that?
You talking about online in general or just online?
I'm like
Um,
I'm like arguing with people.
Arguing with people? Actually, no, I don't. And I think I purposely try to stay with people like that.
What about that? I mean, you did have that one with with tacos. And the girls were fighting about when they put up a picture of a taco, and they was like, "No, no, I'm."
Oh. Okay, so that was more of a like I said, I felt it was more like a competition that she didn't even know she was competing in.
But
You know what I'm saying?
but I feel like that's the kind of person that goes online and argues with people.
But and that's the thing. She wasn't online because she saw the picture on somebody else's phone.
No, that's what I mean. But I'm saying I think she's the type of person that would probably sit online and argue with people
Mm,
or create friction like that for no reason. I
hmm.
know this girl. Like I haven't seen her in years, but like I know her personally, and I'll be on like Twitter or some shit, and I just see her commenting on the most random shit, and like like, oh, what's this bitch doing, or this person doesn't know, this politician doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about, and I'm sitting there like, you haven't done shit in your life. What are you doing sitting online, like arguing with all these people over this shit? And it's to a point where they turn off the reply so you can't write back, and it's like
Hmm.
now you just trying to get your voice out, but you're afraid of any blowback or
Yeah.
anybody with differing opinion.
Hmm.
Yeah.
They want to feel smart. They want to feel important at that moment. I
What's
don't know.
what do we do? What do we do going forward? Do we just get off the internet? But the internet does help.
No, I mean, like I said, there's pros and cons to it. I mean, shit, we're on the internet right now. You know what I'm saying?
Do
I
we
mean, but
do we give like time limits?
the whole
Your,
world will go in a fucking frenzy.
your phone can only for a while, then they'll get used to it.
True.
If you can only go online for 6 hours a day
Look,
on your phone.
you ever see them kids go crazy when their parents take away their video games and they
Mhm.
go outside and want to like chop a tree down and do all kinds of crazy shit? You want to create World War III in a matter of like 20 seconds? limit the Wi-Fi to people. You gonna see some people go ape shit crazy.
There was one, I forget what video it was, but I guess some parent was punishing their kid. So he grounded his kid and said, "Go outside."
Hmm.
He's grounded. Go outside.
Okay.
The kid was like, "Well, what am I supposed to do?" He goes, "Go find something. Go play. Go do something." But you're grounded
Hmm.
right now. They were like, "Oh, well, when my friends are grounded, they go in their room." Like, yeah, what would you do if you were in your room? Oh, watch a couple videos, take a nap. Like, exactly. Go outside and fucking do something with your life. Go play. Go entertain yourself,
What has this world come to when being a punishment is going outside?
bro. And man,
We
listen.
lived outside.
I know. I know. Dirt cloud wars.
Mm.
You making mud pies or Chris Brown pies, whatever you want to call them.
Ain't shit. Nah. It depends on the color of the mud. You know what I'm saying?
I know. There's so
Out
much.
here in the south, out here in the south is red. You know what I'm saying? Red dirt. It's the
I'm
Indian
sure you were
roots.
sitting there making mud pies. Like, oh, you making self portraits? Okay, that's cool.
Oh shit! Fuck you, man. Oh man.
I,
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, so it had to work come to where being a punishment is going outside the play.
I don't get it. I don't. And maybe
Hmm.
I think I've in the last decade I've just crossed over into the old, not angry, but the old curmudgeon, the old like kids get off my lawn kind of thing.
It's like, yeah, I found myself more like understanding like my parents be like this ain't real music. And now that I'm older and I hear half the shit, like, no, this ain't real music. You know what I'm saying? Like last night when I was driving, I literally had it on the jazz station for like 2 hours.
Or just to
Just
fucking
enjoy,
to vibe out.
just instruments, just playing. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It wasn't no mumble rap, wasn't no auto tune, wasn't no sad love story, nothing, just music. And I was like, damn.
Bro,
You know what I'm saying?
that's why I love acoustic music. Somebody
Mm,
just with a guitar, strumming, and just singing.
mm,
It's to me, it's like the purest form of like just art. It
mm,
soothes. Like,
mm.
um, the other day, speaking of these little shithead kids, the other day
And it's like curmudgeon. There you go.
I'm saying I was walking the dog, right? And
Okay.
this little kid came up behind on one of them motorized scooters. And like I wasn't paying attention. So I'm walking the dog, talking, whatever, and the dog is sitting there, like just eating some grass. And dogs eat grass, but eating the grass. And all of a sudden the dog lunged behind me and I grabbed him and I was like, what the hell? And I turned around and a little kid sitting there on a scooter, like one of those motorized scooters, like they was trying to go to school. And I'm
Hmm.
like, yo, why like, the kid went around and went, but I was like, why don't you just say, excuse me, on your left? Like,
Yeah.
are you that afraid of social interaction that you're just gonna ride behind me
Mm,
slowly? Like, what are you doing? Learn to talk to people.
mm. Yeah, true. You know what? I can say that a lot of people, just young kids these days, have no idea how to communicate unless it's on the phone, do a
Yeah,
text.
yeah. They spend so much time talking through a screen that they don't know how to talk in person. They don't know the visual cues. And I think, and I hate to say this, but I think because a bunch of kids are so occupied by the screen,
Hmm.
the parents are like, okay, they're not getting in trouble, so I'll leave them alone. But
Or they're not bothering me, so I leave them alone.
yeah, so then all of a sudden they're like, but then next you know, your kid becomes 13 and he's antisocial, and you don't know why. It's because the motherfucker didn't
Mm,
learn how to be social. It's like a dog. Take the dog to a dog park.
yeah. Well, I can't do that with juice,
Because Juice
But
is
I found it that way. I didn't create it that way. There's a difference.
because you adopted a fucking purebred boxer. You just pick a fight
Hey,
shit.
hey, we
That's
all have a
Bolo.
past.
It's Bolo.
Oh shit.
Anyways, all right.
Yeah.
Final thoughts on the antisocial network.
Then we said that quick. It's definitely an educational lesson. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My final thoughts are for all you people that think the internet is real, watch the movie and you'll find that half the shit that you're looking up is really somebody probably stupider than you that put it out there.
Yeah.
You know what
And
I'm saying?
for me, it's hey, there's a whole other side to the story. If you look at something online and you believe it, do
Mhm.
yourself a favor and go find a differing opinion and just truly listen to that side too. Because if
Mhm.
you're just listening to what you agree with,
Mhm.
chances are you're going down a rabbit hole that is gonna, spiral out of control at some point.
Yeah,
I,
especially on the internet.
I remember one time during COVID. I'm not gonna say who, because it was a friend of mine, but they were watching this video, and I was talking about masks and like clearing out the body of like COVID and all this shit. And they were just
Mhm.
listening to this person, like, yeah, yeah, he's saying some really like interesting stuff, like energy comes out of your mouth, and the mask is blocking the energy and all this shit. And I'm sitting there looking like this is an African dude in front of a bush. Like, why are you listening to this random guy standing in front of a bush talking?
Hmm.
Is he just saying something that you want to believe? So that's why you're like, oh, you're so into it? Because just look at it. He looked like Carlton Winslow, Carlton Banks, just standing in front of a bush
Hmm.
talking.
Yeah. The social media platform. Anybody can become somebody if you get the right amount of people behind you.
Yeah, yeah.
Shit, look at Jake Paul about to fight Mike Tyson. He was a YouTuber.
Hey, but the kid puts in work. He trains a lot. Like he's trying to become a professional boxer. He's technically he is a professional boxer, and but his social media name allows him to get bigger fights early on.
Hmm.
I mean, at least he's going into it like, oh, I'm trying to, you know, in this lane, that my name allows me to get bigger fights than some of these boxers who've been fighting since they were little kids. But
But I feel like that's cheating, and like nothing against him. I mean, we all have our own path to walk, but you got people that probably been training since they were a kid. You know what I'm saying? And didn't make it that far because they didn't either didn't get noticed the right way or have the right promotion, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But this guy was on
is
YouTube,
that but is
and
that cheating?
look,
Is that cheating?
it's
Part,
just it's
part
like,
Go
do you
ahead.
appreciate the like, do you appreciate the growth as much? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if I necessarily I get that, but at the same time, like if the kid's putting in work,
Hmm.
if he's putting in work training, like taking it seriously, then I'm not gonna call it cheating. I'm sorry, he had he had a leg up in the amount of money he could make boxing than all these other people. But if you look at some of the UFC fighters that he fought, their biggest paycheck ever came from fighting against him. So,
Hmm.
other people are eating off him too.
Hmm.
You know?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. I
I don't
mean,
know.
from a consumer standpoint, sorry, I'd rather watch somebody try to knock out Jake Paul than I would watching a low level boxer that I haven't heard of.
Hmm.
I mean, if you're saying, pay $60 for this pay-per-view.
Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, I feel you.
all right. Well,
But I guess that's the what is it? The catch 22, whatever. Because I actually want to watch the fight with him and Mike Tyson, but I want to see Mike Tyson whoop his ass.
I do too.
Honestly, watch it.
Is it coming up soon?
I heard July, but that it just sounds weird for it to be in July and they're already like it's been from being promoted. But I feel like they're doing it so early. If it is July,
I don't know. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be watching. I'm gonna be watching.
yeah,
I think the whole
yeah.
world, and it's gonna be live on Netflix.
Netflix about to make a whole bunch of money.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna make a whole. But yeah, they will because I think a lot of people will sign up for Netflix. Watch it. In countries where there's no Netflix, they're gonna have to pay pay-per-view. But yeah, I think a lot of people signing up for Netflix just to watch it.
Yeah,
Hey, man, I'm for it. All right.
Netflix is the new HBO.
Well, dude, in starting next year, Monday Night Raw is moving to Netflix.
Holy shit!
Yeah. So that'll be where I'm at.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Oh man.
that's the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast. Once again, it is your boy Sarat, aka Makazi.
And your boy Chris Brown, aka Red for Delta. Check it out. The social. What is it? Antisocial network.
Network.
I was gonna say antisocial. I was gonna say antisocial dilemma. That's what I was gonna say.
What it should be, because that's what it is. It's a fucking dilemma.
I'm a warrior.